Here's another reason why I understand women who say that they are single until they're married, and they make it clear that they don't plan to settle down with a man until there's fully a ring on the finger. It's one of the smartest things ever, and I've been trying to perfect how I do that myself in a lot of ways. Some errors have came, some hits, some fails. Shit happens. All I know is I'll put it like this. Think about it this way. If you were dating someone who was incredibly wealthy, especially if you're a woman, and then they still let you live in squalor, but they had the nerve to say that they loved you, would you believe them? Like if you were struggling with groceries or bills and like having all these hard times, but they were going on fancy trips and vacations whenever they wanted, and they had the nerve to say they loved you, but they weren't actually providing care consistently and trying to get you on the same level as them. That's not really love, is it? And especially before you go, but to me, not all love has to be material. What's so funny is that most women I know actually are the overgivers. Their man is struggling with the groceries, they show up at the door and give them to him. If their man feels down and insecure, they build them up. And they actually do go above and beyond. I know so many women where it's like they love romantic holidays, not because they expect to be given a lot, they just hope for that, but they just truly love the act of like sharing love, giving love. They are givers. They put effort into planning Christmas gifts and Valentine's Day gifts. They go above and beyond. So it won't just be like, hey, baby, here's a card. It's like, no, hey, baby, here's a gift basket. I love you so fucking much. And I want you to know the extent of my passions. And then their boyfriends will be like, thanks, baby. I tried very hard for this. And then they'll, like, the men will be the ones to be like, here's a fucking card with a shitty CVS necklace that's in the color gold, even though everybody knows you wear silver. And here's some sea salt caramel chocolates, and it has peanuts and you're allergic to peanuts. I want you to think about times where you gave a lot to a man and he didn't give a lot to you. I want you to think about that. In fact, I probably should have been a lot more mad on Valentine's Day when my ex at the time he did fuck up. Because it was like, oh, guess, like, I'll put it this way. He showed up with a teddy bear. I still love this. Shout out to, what's your name again? Did I name you? Ruby. Ruby. Shout out to Ruby. We love Ruby. But he also showed up with chocolate strawberries. You know, the cold, like deep frozen type you get at the store. And I remember the first words out of my mouth were, oh, I fucking hate those. And he was like, ah, shit. And he should have felt bad because he fucked up big time with that. Huge astronomically. I had been talking all month about how the one thing I can't stand about Valentine's Day and all the things I do like, but what I especially most definitely hate and cannot stand at all is chocolate fucking strawberries. You know what I would have done if I were him? I would have definitely remembered that. Number one, no, like I'll put it this way: I went above and beyond. I made that man like handmade like fucking strawberry orange bourbon whiskey, and it was the same colors as his hair, so I made a poem about it. I got him a beautiful like agate fucking geode that had shades of blue that were like his eyes and shades of orange like his eyes. And I included in the poem about how I gave him that because not only did I know that he liked geodes and rocks and crystals as well, but that I picked that one specifically because it reminded me of his beauty. I got him multiple succulents. Because I knew he loved those and wanted to make his house better. I got him multiple forms of incense, vanilla, coconut, sandalwood, all that good shit. I got I got him more stuff. I got him a shit ton of more actual crystals like fucking amethyst and like quartz and shit because I was really happy with that man, and I wanted to prove that all his efforts paid off and that I truly liked him. I could have just shown up a pussy. He would have been happy as fuck. He didn't need all that, but I still provided it. I don't want to think about what happened after and what my reward was. Oh, sexual assault. Let's not talk about it. But on top of that, it's like, okay, he got me a teddy bear and shitty fucking strawberries, and I don't remember what else he got me, but it was just basic as fuck. It's like, I'm just saying, I've had female friends that give more. Like, if they're struggling, they help each other out. They'll be like, you're late on your rent, here's some fucking money that I have spare for my job. I want to help you out. Even if they're not doing the best, they want to make sure you're good. I've had homegirls where it's like, hey, Tamia, I got you this little 18 karat gold rose gold ring that came from my grandmother. I want you to have it. I'll be like, oh my God, that's so sweet. I possibly couldn't. Oh, but for you, I got you this nice lingerie that I thought would really suit your body type. It's got sparkles on it. And then on top of that, I got you this nice fancy brand of chocolates. And like, I like homegirls will show each other love. And then what do our niggas do for us? Exactly. So I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna be young and having fun while my titties still perk and my ass still shakes, and while my waist is still snatched and my face is still intact. I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna be sexy about it. Because, like, how do I put this? It'll be some dude who makes a shit ton of money knowing that at home you don't have groceries or you're living in squalor. And it's like, oh, I've actually met a woman once at my job. I remember she specifically was telling me how she was with a dude who was okay for like fun stuff. Like, he would be the type where it's like, hey, let's go out on jet skis, let's do this, let's do that. But he didn't truly care for her reality. So it didn't matter what hard times she was going through. If she was working a bunch of shifts, he saw her as a buzzkill. But he also wouldn't give her any actual money or help her out and all of that. And I was there. I remember how she was venting about how stressed she was and how it feels like he doesn't care about her. And I just had to straight up be like, it sounds like he doesn't. He sounds like the type of guy that wants fun, but not true investment in your life to make it better. And like he sees you as a cool little addition to like hire out and thinks that like just a fun activity should be enough. When in reality, he doesn't care about your sanity, your home life, how every single second without him is affected. He wants to be the best thing in your life as you just have a shitty time in life otherwise. And he benefits from that. And me and her talked about it and she was like, you know what, White, I like she was like, why I should talk to him about this, but why did she did? He dumped her because I guess he was like, you're a buzzkill and I don't like I la da 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 da. And she was like, you know what, I'm actually glad you talked to me about this because if you didn't, I probably would have been super distraught about him breaking up with me. But you know what, I'm realizing it's not even a loss because it's like, okay, like she just doesn't get to go on a jet ski like once a month or something, or like go to Six Flags with a dude who otherwise doesn't give a fuck if she's working like back to back to back to back shifts and like it has full body pain and this like he's not making her life better. At that point, just be single. Like, come on now. Because like also it's been noted that like multiple women have had stories I've heard from them personally. They'll talk about how they've dated men who wanted to move in with them and like and been like, hey, we've been dating for like 3 months, 6 months, we should move in with each other. And then the woman would be like, oh, okay, are you gonna pay the bills? He'd be like, what, why? And then she'd be like, well, you make like 3 times as much as me and I wouldn't be able to afford rent on an apartment like that, so we definitely couldn't do 50-50. Also, now that you mention it, I don't think I'd feel comfortable moving in with a man who doesn't want to marry me. So do you picture marriage happening with me? And then he was like, whoa, ew, ew, ew. And it's like, if you think about it, it's a man being like, because think about it, it's an apartment that he wants, not what she wants. He wants her around to subsidize what he would already be paying, give out free pussy, cook for him and clean for him, and then still somehow like be his perfect dream woman as she doesn't get a guarantee of any real security, safety, anything. He could just one day be like, I'm bored of her, I don't want her pussy anymore, or she isn't exciting to me because she's just in the house all the time, she has no life, even though he manufactured it that way. And then he can toss her out like a fucking stray cat he doesn't want anymore and just be like, I'm breaking up with you, I like Samantha from my job a lot more than you, and so get out. And then she just has to find a place to move like that same night, or if she's lucky maybe like a few months, but then she just has to live with the man who she basically took care of and tried so much for. And like what would the benefit be for her? Like, no, I feel like as a woman, like I cannot handle living with a man. I remember a man tried to like love bomb me and suggest to live like the idea of me living with him. And I laid it out clear. I was like, oh, well, if that did work, how would dating be? Like, da 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 da. How would you give me an allowance for living with you? This, and that. Because if you say I don't have to work, but then you're controlling all my finances, that wouldn't work for me. Because then I would have to come to you with a begging bowl like every like 10 minutes, and that would annoy you and me. So I guess it's like, how much is rent and utilities? Would you pay it? Would I like cover the bills and you don't stress about it and just give me like your paycheck so I can handle things like that? Like, how would things go? And it would be kind of like that. And let's just say he didn't bring up the topic again, and it's like, yeah, it's like, you want me to trust that I can move out to Mexico with you. I mean, not Mexico, to Las Vegas with you, and then just like, it's like, no, because if I just trusted him off the bat and moved in with him, I would have been stuck in bumfuck Las Vegas, no public transit, just stuck in the hot ass desert with a man who probably would just be like, hey, you need to fuck me every single day or else I'm kicking you out because there's no real tenants' rights out here. And it's like, why do that when I could just stay in my fucking cozy ass place in my very rights having area and enjoy myself? Like, I'm just saying, it's like if you have to shop at grocery outlet, but your man gets to just like not look at the price of anything he buys, and he gets to walk into Louis Vuitton and spend a bag, and he says he wants to be your boyfriend. okay, then ask him. It's like, oh, well, just tell him no, thank you, because I don't really want to like date someone monogamously. And if they're like, why not? Then you could just be like, oh, well, I don't really think it's a good idea to settle down with just one person if they're not truly the love of my life. And I can still date someone and see them without being monogamous, especially because, we never know how this can end. Like, you don't want to marry me right now, do you? And then the guy will most likely say, no, I don't want to marry you. What? And it's like, yeah, exactly. Like, and, think about it. We have entirely different incomes and lifestyles. I phrased it really well the other day. It was something like I remember I was thinking to myself about how if someone really is your boyfriend, they would not want to see you struggle and suffer. And if they especially made a lot more money than you, they would want to level up your situation, not bring you down or just like use you and like treat you disposable. Like they would make it sure that it's like, hey baby, here's my credit card so that you can buy whatever you want without any stress. I'll pay off the bill. Hey baby, I want you to have better living conditions, so we're gonna co-sign a place with my credit and I'll pay the bills. You focus on your goals. Hey baby, I'm gonna help you buy like clothing so that you can stop wearing like old mildewy bullshit from fucking Goodwill and you can start shopping at fucking Dolce and Gabbana if you fucking want. Or not Dolce and Gabbana, Giorgio Armani. You know what I mean? Wait, am I listing perfume brands or clothing brands? I mix them up. I think they make both. Don't they make both? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't buy that shit. I buy gemstones, bitch. I mean, baby. But regardless, you get what I'm fucking saying, though. It's like if a man truly loved you and had money, he would not be like, oh, well, yeah, I hope you enjoy thrift shopping, baby. Hope you find something in your budget. He'd be like, here's my card, spend whatever you like, or hell, I'll go with you and we can choose outfits together to make you happy and make you, like, you would have your birthday and every holiday be big occasions for you. Absolutely amazing, like obnoxiously amazing, because they would want to please you that much. And I know there's probably some men watching this video like, whoa, you're asking too much for just a fucking boyfriend. Just a fucking boyfriend. Oh, so you're saying that boyfriends wouldn't do that? Oh, okay, then why would we want boyfriends? If boyfriends can't be expected to do that, then I will just not have a boyfriend and wait for my husband. But if I am going to wait for my husband, I don't need to keep my legs shut. I don't need to do anything in particular. I will just live life happily and then see what happens, and I'll date who I want and see who I want. And if a man knows me enough and dates me enough, and we know enough about each other's lives to be sure that we will be compatible, then we can talk terms about potentially like, hey, how would you feel about a future with me? And then it's like, okay, what have you done to benefit my life so that it's not just like Tam's life and this nigga's life, and then somehow being expected to just like suddenly collaborate. It's like, no, there's gonna be huge tensions. Cause what, am I just gonna marry you and you're gonna still expect me to like thrift shop and go to fucking the clearance section of Forever 21 stores or some shit as you get to just shop it up and spend a ball and do whatever? Like, that's financially abusive. I don't want you having all the money and I just have to suffer like and pay like fucking most of like 85% of a paycheck on rent for an apartment that you could have paid for by yourself, but you just wanted free pussy and subsidized rent so that you can further spend your money and peacock around town like the baddest bitch. Like, no thank you, sir. I would much rather have it like, yeah, it's like I'm gonna have my fun. I'm gonna have my cake and I'm gonna eat it too. I'm going to dance around town and prance around town and peacock myself, and I'm gonna be single as I do it in my own fucking place, in my own fucking home. And if someone genuinely wants to be like, hey, Timothy, you should move in with me, okay, put a ring on it. Because I don't want to be put in a situation where I am not fucking stable or happy or healthy and miserable. Like, I'm not trying to get tossed out like an unwanted fucking dog. No, thank you. I want stability, security, all sorts of stuff. I want you to bring me to the level you're at. Because naturally, I love to the point where that's always what I've done for people. And I've been punished for it, so you know what? Fucking, I'm gonna be single as fuck. And no nigga better have any sort of attitude about it. Because it's like, okay, if you're not upgrading me, what are you doing? Taking up space for the nigga who will. Get the fuck out of here. And hell, being single till married means you can set the tone. You can be celibate. You can fuck around until you're like 31 and then decide to settle down. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's a beautiful, blessed life we live. You can do any goddamn thing you want. I'm just saying. Making it clear. Because I've dated niggas monogamously and all I've gotten out of it were just instances of, wow, I can't believe I let that nigga do my, like, piss me off like that. He fucked up my birthday. He fucked up Valentine's Day. He almost fucked up Christmas. Wow. And then mindless amounts of trauma. Now I'm at the stage where it's like, okay, I could have like 18 niggas on my line right now and I get to pick and choose who the best one is. And they get to fight for top spot like it's motherfucking America's Next Top Model. America's Next Top Tam Date, A. And then otherwise, I just get to sit around baking, cooking, painting, enjoying all my hobbies. And if a man tries to pull some shit like, ooh, I don't like your hobby, I think it gives me the ick, so do you. Get the fuck out my face. Number 17, you're up next. And then if another nigga's like, I don't like the way your hair is, that's cool. Number 14 does, you're wiped off the map. And we just get to see how that goes. And even if I do get down to just like two niggas, three niggas, one nigga, five niggas, it doesn't mean any of them are going to be my official nigga. I have total freedom. God bless America. And I get to figure out what I want next. And yeah, I'm just saying, if you really want a girl that bad, like, if you really are trying to, like, if niggas really want to pull the, ooh, Tam won't date me monogamously, you don't see marriage in the future with me, and you haven't done shit to upgrade my life. Even niggas in the past, they've tried to do the whole, ooh, I see a future with Tam, but then they'll still, like, stalk their fucking, ex-fuck buddy on the internet like a fucking weirdo. Or if not that, it'll be weird shit, like, okay, so you knew I was struggling with my bills, and at risk of eviction, and you chose to get $800 Bape jeans, and nigga, you don't leave your house, so where are you wearing those jeans to, bitch? It'll be like, oh, you can't fucking treat me on my birthday because you decided that instead of saving the money for a Brazilian steakhouse, that you wanted to get me, that you wanted to get yourself two $200 hats, and they're not even cute. You just want to peacock around town looking like Indiana Jones, like a fucking idiot. And then lo and behold, I still tried to have my birthday with him. I'll put it this way: I didn't want dinner, and it was $4 movie day on my birthday, and that nigga still found a way to fuck it up. Anyway, I see why I started beating that nigga's ass. Whenever I get too angry, I just have to remember that I gave him an ass whooping like Lionel Richie's wife in the Boondocks towards the end of our relationship because he tried to sexually assault me. I should beat his ass again. I need to. I should. I might put that in my weekend schedule. I'll just be like, hey, we should meet up. I'm horny and ovulating, and then just. Sometimes he actually does hit me up, and he's like to me, well, you have sex with me if you beat. I can let you beat my ass. It's like, no. Give me something worthwhile then to actually increase my life, like money to get my fucking hair done. And then he'll be like, no. It's like, nigga, what do you mean that you prefer me beating the shit out of you and having sex with you after versus helping? You could not get your ass beaten. You can get my head. What? I don't know. Niggas are weird. Don't date the weird ones. Make sure you're dating safely, you're having fun, and you have your sanity. And so far, I'm living it up. I got multiple niggas I like right now, and I don't like them that. I like them enough to be like, hey, we could go out on a weekend and have some fun, or a weekday. But I don't like them enough where I'm thinking about them too much. Where, like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna be online looking at High School Dreams gameplay videos. I'm gonna be watching Korean and fucking Chinese soap opera dramas and reading my fucking manhwa and my fucking manga. And I'm gonna be out here baking brownies and shit and hanging out, shaking ass in the street. And you have nothing to say about it because you know you like me and I don't need you. Mwah. Peace. I'm just saying, make sure you date a guy who loves you in the way that loves you. And also, even then, the beauty of it is you don't need just one. Why are you monogamous to a dude who's just like draining you miserable as fuck, and you've had to tell him 17 times that your favorite color is blue, and he will still, even if he does get you a gift, he'll get you something like, oh, hey, baby, I got you a bright yellow t-shirt because I know you love that color. Do you want that, or do you want like five niggas who are like, hey, beautiful angel, who I don't want to marry but still extremely cherish? I'm not gonna waste your time for 5 years. Here's a bunch of beautiful fucking opal and diamond jewelry because we all know that you love it and we all want to give you the best compared to these other niggas you're seeing. You could have five niggas fighting for you like a romantic fucking novel, like a harem in a fucking anime. And instead you want to be out here with fucking Cody that you met in math class in like 7th grade, who's been wasting your time for a fucking decade. If not, no, like more like 2 decades. Ew. Get out. Go find your husband, and if you can't find your husband, find a bunch of niggas who will give you a good ass time because you can have a much better time than you have now.